let's be honest. Have you ever felt that little bit of dread when you know a sales pitch is coming? Well, we're about to flip that script. We're going to break down how just a few key words can turn a pushy sales call into a conversation that's actually helpful. It really all comes down to mastering the language of persuasion.
Yeah, that phrase, "Can I interest you in an upgrade?" If you've ever been on the receiving end of that, you know it can make you want to put up a shield immediately. But what if there's a better way? We're going to demystify the language of sales and, reframe it as the language of service. So, first things first, it all starts with changing the goal. This isn't about some hard sell tactic. It's about learning the real art of the offer. It's about shifting from being pushy to making a suggestion that's genuinely helpful.
Look, the bottom line is super simple. Every single interaction has to be built on a foundation of politeness. The goal is never to pressure someone. It's just to present an option that has real, actual value for them.
Okay, so let's get a core difference out of the way right now. You've got upselling, which is all about making what the customer has even better, like moving up to an unlimited data plan. Then there's cross-selling, which is about adding something that complements their purchase, like getting accessories for a new phone. Two different moves, but both need that same polite, value-first approach.
So how do we actually build that value? Well, before you can make an offer that really lands, you have to understand its basic building blocks. Let's think of these as the nouns of the sale, the core pieces of the whole conversation. And it all starts with the most basic thing, the product. This is just the what, the thing or service you're actually talking about. It's the foundation, sure, but it's really just the beginning of the story.
But see, a product is really just a collection of its features, those specific functions it has. Like the high-res camera on a new phone, that's a key feature. It's a fact, it's a tangible part of the phone, but it's not actually why people buy it.
And this is where the magic really happens. A feature only matters because it leads to a benefit. The benefit is the good thing the customer actually gets to experience. The feature is 24/7 support. The benefit is that peace of mind you get, knowing help is always there. It's the answer to that unspoken question every customer has. So what's in it for me? And all of that comes together in this one beautiful idea: value. Value is created in that sweet spot where the benefits a customer gets feel way bigger than the cost. Getting them to feel that, well, that's the ultimate goal of any offer.
All right, so we've got our building blocks, our nouns. Now it's time for the verbs, the active, powerful words we use to actually craft and present the pitch. This is where the conversation really starts to move.
And you've got a whole toolkit here. You can frame it as a special offer, maybe a temporary promotion to create a little urgency. You could bundle things into a package to make it easy, or just give a straight-up discount to make the price easier to swallow. Each word changes how the opportunity feels.
But did you catch the key verb here? Recommend. This one word totally transforms the pitch from a demand into a piece of friendly advice. By tailoring that suggestion to what the customer actually needs, like being a frequent caller, the recommendation suddenly feels helpful, not aggressive. See the difference?
Okay, but here comes the part that makes everyone sweat a little. What happens when the customer says no? This is the moment everyone finds tricky. So let's look at how to navigate that gracefully and maybe even turn that rejection into a new conversation. First off, let's just be clear about what an objection even is. It's simply the customer's reason for saying no. The price is too high, the timing's wrong, whatever. But here's the crucial thing to remember. An objection is a totally normal, expected part of the chat. It's not the end of the world.
So how do you handle it? Well, here's a simple three-step process. First, you acknowledge their concern. That shows you're actually listening. Then you suggest a flexible alternative. And finally, you just gently remind them of the value of that new option. No pressure, just problem solving.
And that word, flexible, man, it is a superpower in these conversations. If a customer is worried about a long-term commitment, offering a plan with no fixed contract directly solves their problem. Flexibility is your absolute best friend when it comes to finding common ground.
And when you do all this, it kind of gives us a whole new way to think about the word persuade, doesn't it? This isn't about manipulation or tricks. Real persuasion is just the art of convincing someone by clearly explaining the benefits and value so they can make a smart choice that's actually right for them.
So, you've laid out the value, you've navigated the tricky questions. How do you stick the landing? The final step is mastering the language of commitment so you can wrap up the agreement, whatever that might look like. And hey, agreement can take a lot of different forms. A trial is a fantastic low-risk way for a customer to dip their toes in the water. A subscription is more of an ongoing thing. Knowing the difference lets you propose the right level of buy-in.
Now, if there is a longer-term deal on the table, you have to be crystal clear about the commitment. This just means any period of time, say 12 months, where they have to keep the service. Being totally upfront about this is how you build trust.
And honestly, this right here is the golden rule. This is the single most important idea to take away from all this. Whether the conversation ends in a sale or not is secondary. The number one goal is to make sure every single interaction ends on a professional, positive, and polite note. The relationship is always, always more important than the sale.
So, we've pulled back the curtain on the language and the strategy. Now I'm going to flip it back to you. The next time you're on the other end of an offer, really think about it. What makes it feel genuinely valuable to you? What makes it feel like a good suggestion and not just another sales pitch? What's that secret ingredient that really makes it work?